Hey y'all, I'm Kaiya and welcome back to my channel. So today is Tuesday. We're about to go ahead and get ready for work. I think I'm gonna do a little makeup and I just want to chit chat with y'all. Yesterday, when I say I almost had a breakdown, and I feel like with me being in this chapter of healing, the thing that I'm focusing most on is regulating my nervous system. And for me, that looks like actually allowing myself to feel an emotion, but not giving it authority to control me and to control my decisions. So yesterday, yeah, I'm back working with my dad, and I just feel like it's so unstable. And it just brought me back to my time of unemployment and how God really showed me that a job is a resource and not the source. So I know that if I go through another period where I have to rely on God, like that's a situation that I cannot control. If I get fired, that's something that I cannot control. The only thing that I control is my reaction and how I choose to move forward. But y'all, I just started to feel like I'm always striving. I'm always trying to figure something out, and that's not the life that I want to live. So if it's not the life that I want to live, why am I always living it? And I think the thing that triggered me was thinking of my past. In the past, I told y'all in one of my other videos, when I moved out the first time, I was just running. So I didn't have any of the wisdom, any of the skills, any of the knowledge that I have today. Not saying that I know it all, but I definitely have a lot more than I had back then. But with that being said, I made some stupid decisions. Like I was saying, I put pleasure over business. And we all know that do not turn out good. But with me knowing like I did that in the past, I've had so much, I guess I could say, fear. I want to make sure that I'm naming it right too, because I thought that I didn't have no direction, and it's not that I don't have direction. Like, I know what I want my life to look like. I think I just don't give myself the time to allow things to grow. Like, I be in the mindset of if it's not going to work out in a week, then I need to move on. And that's just not the case. Like, a lot of the things that I want to do, it takes time. When I was in beauty, it takes time. You're not going to get a million clients overnight. Like, that's something that you perfect over time. And I never gave things time. And I guess that's something that I want to figure out. Like, when did I tell myself that things had to be instant? When did I tell myself and just start to believe that if it wasn't instant, then it would never work? Because that's the exact mindset I have. I look at things, and if I don't have the growth that somebody else have in a month, I beat myself up and I'm like, you're not doing enough. You need to switch to the next thing. But it's like, I'll never allow anything to plant roots if I'm always uprooting my life when it's a minor inconvenience. But yesterday, yeah, I don't know. I just be tired, bro. I be tired. I be tired of trying to figure it out. I be tired of not having help. Like, when I say it's me and God, it's me and God. I don't have nobody that I can fall back on. I don't have nobody that, you know, everybody say they there to help and whatever, but like, honestly, truly, it's just me and God. And I don't say that to discredit the role that anybody plays in my life, but like, when it comes to my livelihood, when it comes to my life, I only have me and God, you know? So I think that was one of the scary things. Like, I've been looking back in my past and I'm just like, Lord, please don't let this time be like the last time. But if I keep living in that headspace, if I keep living in that mindset, this time will be like last time. So right now I'm just trying to figure out balance. And I think last night I finally had a breakthrough. Normally I would have let that whole situation kind of like fester and keep growing. But I allowed myself to feel it. And then I just reminded myself of the word. I reminded myself of how God showed up in the past. I reminded myself of how every time that I thought that I was going to fall, I ended up better than I was before. So that's kind of like the encouragement I have to keep going. The encouragement I have to take a risk, take a leap, and like actually stick with something. I be quick to give up. I be quick to quit. I'm not gonna lie. But that is something that will not sustain me. The life that I built in the past that was tore down was built on me not allowing things to marinate. So if I'm saying I don't want to go back to that life, I need to do what I need to do to not go back to that life. So yeah. Life, huh? Life always has something funny. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. Sometimes I be just tired. Like, why do we always have to learn a lesson? Why does everything have to be a lesson? Why couldn't it just be easy? You know, why couldn't we all just follow our desires, follow our passions? And I'm not saying like, I mean in a healthy way. Because I think I also minimize some of the things that I say. Like, I know what I mean. Other people might not know what I mean, but at the end of the day, I know what I mean. Even when I talk about like the things that I go through, I always minimize it and be like, oh, well, somebody else has it worse. That is true. That's true. There's no debating that. But what I'm feeling is what I'm feeling. What I experience is what I experience. Like, everybody's hard is different. Everybody's difficult is different. Everybody's trial is different. Just because yours doesn't look as bad as somebody else's does not mean that it isn't equally as mentally draining. So I be having to like, what's the word I'm looking for? I be having to remind myself like, my struggle is my struggle. Not everybody will get it. Not everybody will understand. And that is okay. Everybody gotta pick their own struggle. This is the struggle I'm choosing to pick. So, yeah. And I think me doing some makeup today is definitely gonna lighten up my mood, because we're gonna go in with this pink Morphe powder because I haven't used it in a long time. I'm gonna just use this one. But yeah, me doing my makeup is definitely the pick-me-up I needed, because when I say my mind can get to racing, my mind can get to racing and it will not stop. And we gotta kill that. We gotta kill that. That's so cute. It's like not too pink, but still brightening at the same time. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess with this brush. Let me go down the middle of my nose. Y'all, I used to mess with highlighter. Hey, I just did all of this and we didn't do no primer. I'm about to be an oily mess by the end of the day. I didn't do no primer, and it's crazy. Ever since I bought my Danessa blurring balm, I always forget to use it. But when I had a regular setting powder or a primer, I always remember. I'm gonna be an oily mess by the end of the day. No way. No way I really just forgot to put on primer. It's also because your girl washed her face about an hour ago. And if I'm not doing everything in one step, I'm definitely going to forget something. But we should be fine. I could take something with me so that way I could take it off if I need to. But we're gonna keep it on. 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 And I also feel like to keep myself a little sane, I've been trying to find activities to do. I realized that over the years I picked up the identity that I was shy or that I didn't like talking to people, but I love people and I love talking. I don't like talking to everybody. I think that's where I was getting it confused. The environment that I was in, we ain't talking. So it's like I took that on and I put that on everybody else, but I'm actually a people person. And I think one of the highlights of my weekend was when I went to Home Goods and I was in the bath aisle looking for a little bath rug, and I seen this girl. And not gonna lie, we stood there for quite a little bit, but I ended up asking her opinion on something. And it's like simple stuff like that, like the random moments, the random conversations. I also feel like sometimes I have the mindset of like everything needs to be forever, and if it isn't forever, I don't want to entertain it. Not everybody is meant to be it forever. And I also want to like get used to the idea that I might be alone for the rest of my life, you know? So why close myself off to quick interactions just because I'm looking for something that may never show up, you know? So that's been a lot of life lately. Just doing things differently, getting out of my comfort zone, challenging myself, pushing myself, healing my nervous system, regulating myself, and like being intentional with it. Because I feel like it's one thing to like get started, but it's so easy to go back to what's comfortable. It's so easy to go back to chaos because it's familiar, not because it's comfortable. Me and my cousin was talking about this. We go back to stuff not because it's comfortable, but because it's familiar. Like, chaos is not comfortable. Dysfunction is not comfortable. Old habits are not comfortable, but it's familiar. And sometimes it's so hard to leave what was familiar because you've been in it for so long. But nothing can stay the same. And the familiar invites and welcomes staying the same, staying stagnant. And I just can't afford to do that. Especially the way life's looking right now. So I still don't know what's next. I still don't know where I'm going. But I just want to continue to build my faith, continue to build on me, continue to bet on me, and just allow things to unfold. Because when I look over my life, like every time that I thought that I was going to fall, every time that I thought that I was going to fail, I came back stronger. Like, I hate to say that I'm resilient because I look at everything that I go through and I'm such a critique on myself where I don't give myself credit for how I pushed through. It probably wasn't the best. I probably complained a little bit too long, but I still pushed through. And I need to start giving myself the credit that I deserve. I could have been dead a long time ago, but I am still here. And that says something. So, yeah, I think it's about time to go to work. I don't have my phone with me, but I know that it took a little minute to do this. It took about 12 minutes and 26 seconds. So we're gonna head to work, and I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Bye. Oh wait, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Let me know in the comments what videos y'all want to see next, what topics y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to see me do, some things y'all want to see me try. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Bye.